was the man from Ironbark that struck the city town. He wandered over street and park, he wandered up and down. He loitered here and he loitered there, till he was like to drop. And then at last, in sheer despair, he sought a barber shop. "Here, shave my beard and whiskers off, and I'll be a man of mark. And I'll go be a city fop back home in Ironbark." The barber man was small and crass, as barbers mostly are. He had a strike-your-fancy sash and smoked a big cigar. He was a humorist of note and keen at repartee. He laid the odds and kept a tote, whatever that might be. And when he saw our cowboy friend, he whispered, "Here's a lark. Just watch me take him all alive, this man from Ironbark." There were some bloomin' youths that stood against the barber's wall. Their heads were flat, their eyes were dull, they had no brains at all. At them the barber passed his wink, his dexter eyelid shut. "I'll make this bloody yokel think his bloomin' throat is cut." And as he rubbed and stroked it in, he made a rude remark. He said, "I bet that grass is awful green up there in Ironbark." A grunt was all the reply he got, so he shaved the cowboy's chin. Then he made the water boiling hot and dipped his razor in. He throttled back. His brow grew black. He paused a while to gloat. Then he drew the red-hot razor back across his victim's throat. Upon the freshly shaven skin it left a livid mark. And yes, he fairly took him in, the man from Ironbark. He gave a wild-out country yell would wake the dead to hear, and though he knew full well his throat was cut from ear to ear, he struggled gamely to his feet to face his murderous foe. He said, "You've done for me, you dog, I'm beat, but one hit before I go. And if I only had my knife, you blessed murdering shark, you'd remember all your life the man from Ironbark." He lifted up a hairy paw, and with one tremendous clout, he landed on the barber's jaw and knocked the barber out. He set about with tooth and nail and made the place a wreck. He grabbed the nearest bloomin' youth and tried to break his neck. And all the time, his throat he held to save his vital spark. "Murder, bloody murder," screamed the man from Ironbark. A policeman who heard the din came in to see the show. He tried to run the cowboy in, but he refused to go. And when at last the barber spoke, he said, "'Twas all in fun, 'twas just a little harmless joke, a trifle overdone." "A joke," he cried, "by George, that's fine, a lively sort of lark. I'd like to catch that murdering swine some night in Ironbark." Now all along the bunkhouse floor the listening cowboys gape. He tells the story o'er and o'er and brags of his escape. "That barber chap what kept a tote, by God, I'd had enough. One tried to cut my bloomin' throat, but thank the Lord it's tough." And whether he's believed or not, there's one thing to remark. Those flowing beards are all the go up there in Ironbark.